Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy, and I'm an ordained minister. We are in Bible study. We're in the NIV. We are in the book of 2nd Chronicles. We are in chapter 28. Ahaz, king of Judah. Remember, this is written, they think, by the prophet Ezra. They don't really know, but at the time of Ezra, contemporary with him in the 500 BCE time frame, during the Babylonian diaspora, and all this stuff is written down because they're trying to keep their culture alive in a time when they're in a nation that's trying to wipe their culture out. Okay. Ahaz, king of Judah. Ahaz was 20 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. Unlike David, his father, he did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord. He walked in the ways of the kings of Israel and made cast idols for worshiping the Baals. Or Baals, as they're usually said, Baals. He burned sacrifices in the valley of Ben Hinnom and sacrificed his sons in the fire. So, he literally killed his own children in ritual sacrifice. Following the detestable ways of the nations the Lord had driven out before the Israelites, he offered sacrifices and burned incense at the high places, on the hilltops, and under every spreading tree. So, Tanet, who was worshipped by the Sidonians and the Phoenicians, literally required child sacrifice. You can see in archaeological evidence of in their locations, not just anything you get to hear here in the Bible. They find archaeological evidence of that in their locations when they go do things. It's terrible, I know. Therefore, verse 5. Therefore, the Lord, his God, handed him over to the king of Aram. The Arameans defeated him and took his people as prisoners and brought them to Damascus. He had also given into the hands of the king of Israel. He was also given into the hands of the king of Israel, who inflicted heavy casualties on him. In one day, Pekah, P-E-K-A-H, son of Remaliah, R-E-M-A-L-I-A-H, killed 120,000 soldiers in Judah because Judah had forsaken the Lord, the God of their fathers. Zikri, an Ephraimite warrior, killed Maaseiah, M-A-A-S-E-I-A-H, the king's son. Azrikam, A-Z-R-I-K-A-M, the officer in charge of the palace, and Elkanah, E-L-K-A-N-A-H, second to the king. So that would be about roughly half his army was taken out, along with those important people. The Israelites took captive their kinsmen, 200,000 wives, sons, and daughters. They also took a great deal of plunder, which they carried back to Samaria. But the prophet of the Lord, named Oded, was there. And he went out to meet the army when it returned to Samaria. He said to them, because the Lord, the God of your fathers, was angry with Judah, he gave them into your hand. But you have slaughtered them in a rage that reaches to heaven. Now you intend to make the men and women of Judah and Jerusalem your slaves. But aren't you also guilty of sins against the Lord your God? Now listen to me. Send back your fellow countrymen you have taken as prisoners, for the Lord's fierce anger rests on you. Then some of the leaders in Ephraim, Azariah, son of Jehohanan, Jehohanan, Berechiah, Berekiah, son of Mishillemoth, Mshillemoth, And then Jehezekiah, Jehizkiah, son of Shallum, Shallum, and Amasa, Amasa, son of Hadalai, Hadlai, confronted those who were arriving from war. You must not bring those prisoners here, they said, or we will be guilty before the Lord. Do you intend to add to our sin and guilt? For our guilt is already great, and its fierce anger rests on Israel. So the soldiers gave up the prisoners and the plunder in the presence of the officials and all the assembly. The men designated by name took the prisoners, and from the plunder they clothed all who were naked. They provided them with clothes, sandals, food, and drink, and healing balm. All those who were weak they put on donkeys, so they took them back to their fellow countrymen at Jericho in the city of palms and returned to Samaria. So they were watching inhumanity happen, and they put their foot down as a peoples and made them back off to treat the people better. At that time, King Ahaz sent to the king of Assyria for help. One manuscript in Hebrew, the Septuagint, which is Greek, the Vulgate, which is Latin, kings plural, to the kings of Assyria for help. Then the Edomites had again came and attacked Judah and carried away prisoners, while the Philistines had raided the towns in the foothills and in the Negev of Judah. They captured and occupied Beth Shemesh, Ajalon, and Gederoth, as well as Soko, Timnah, and Gimzo, Gimzo, with their surrounding villages. The Lord had humbled Judah because of Ahaz, king of Israel, that is Judah, as in frequently of 2 Chronicles, for he had promoted wickedness in Judah and had been most unfaithful to the Lord. Tiglath Pileser, Tiglath dash Pileser. It's got a footnote of C. It's a variant. Is Tilgaf hyphen Pilner. Pilsner to me. Pilsner, which makes me, of course, think of beer. But that's not what it means here. King of Assyria came to him, but he gave him trouble instead of help. Ahaz took some of the things from the temple of the Lord and from the royal palace, from the princes, and presented it to the king of Assyria, but that did not help him. In his time of trouble, King Ahaz became even more unfaithful to the Lord. He offered sacrifices to the gods of Damascus, who had defeated him, for he thought, since the gods of the kings of Aram have helped them, I will sacrifice to them so they will help me. But they were his downfall and the downfall of all of Israel. Ahaz gathered together the furnishings from the temple of God and took them away. And cut them up. He shut the doors of the Lord's temple and set up altars at every street corner in Jerusalem. In every town in Judah, he built high places to burn sacrifices to other gods and provoke the Lord, the God of his fathers, to anger. The other events of his reign and his ways, from beginning to end, are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. Ahaz rested with his fathers and was buried in the city of Jerusalem, but he was not placed in the tombs of the kings of Israel. And Hezekiah, his son, succeeded him as king. So, if you want to find out what King Hezekiah is up to, who King Hezekiah, I'll have to, you should note that if you, it was a National Geographic show. I think it was Albert Lynn. But there was also articles, news articles, which I did post on my Facebook page, which is of the same name as the channel, about them finding actual archaeological evidence, seals placed on like jugs, and like would be putting on bags, like bag seals and jug seals, that indicate that these jugs were set aside for the tax given to King Hezekiah. So King Hezekiah, a real person. And if you want to find out what he was up to, you're going to need to come back for the next video, friends.